Howdy folks, Mark Mellett here. We're just going to try and keep you guys updated on what we've been doing here. Alright, so we have a array of panels as you see on this metal roof here. We have 4 sitting up here and then several in series. Let me go ahead and walk you through what we've done here. The very top left hand corner, like you do, left to right like a book, that's how we normally would start. So he's number 1. And then that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then brought over 5, 6, 7, 8. That'd be a negative positive. And then that block chain of 8 would be ran into that. We did the same thing, next step series over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Same thing, negative positive. Boop, goes into there. The next chain we did was 1, 2, 3, 4. And since we have to flip the panel sideways, not enough room on the roof here, 5, 6, and then we got the 7, 8 right here. And then the remaining of the panels, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this got brought up so we can go up that line there and then into that junction, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then you have your back loop coming down. So now we have our negative positive. The only difference is this one has a longer whip from the last whip over there to the last one over there. So basically I know that him and him are connected, and then everything else just goes in the drawing that originally was there. Inside that junction box, everything's brought together with the also the negative ground that is required by these panels. Everything is an electrified roof. As you can see here, we have everything wrapped up into seal tight connectors into a box. Everything's caulked and wrapped up underneath the panels and so forth like that. All wiring is completely zip tied off and anything exposed as much as possible. It is a metal roof, so we want to be safe with this thing, so bear with me. Alright, as we enter into the building, this is a completely off-grid building. As you can tell, it's out in the middle of absolutely nowhere. There's my truck. There goes all the other contractors that have been working on our system. Oops. Let me go and walk this way. They're going to be pissed. They're framing up pretty much everything on the inside as we speak. The company that we're working with for this particular project is Best One Renovations. Man, they are awesome. If you're located anywhere within the Gun Barrel area, Gun Barrel, Texas, that is. Let me show you what we have. So we're going to be hooking up this Generac transfer system. It is a 22 kW, as you can tell right there. It is a diesel propane mixture, and I will be in the next video hooking this crazy thing up here. It's a automatic transfer switch, as you can clearly tell, with all the legs through here. So main incoming power utility source, which is actually our off-grid application. I'll get to that in a second. We'll be going into these main legs and then coming out right here. And then our backup, which is this generator right here, will be on the secondary side. So hot will be coming through as the transfer happens, or sorry, it's up and down motion more or less, except for it's all automatic. We have the neutral, which is also the ground coming off of this bar here. So we have L1, L2, and then our neutral slash ground. This is the actual transfer mode itself, and it does have a handle for emergency purposes, but we won't need that. This is the breaker system that I will be wiring this thing into with the transfer hub. So anyways, let me go ahead and walk you over to what we've been doing. All right, hopefully my camera's decent. This system is pretty much matched power to power like he is. All right, so what this does is there are a grand total of 12 of the 5.2 kW lithium iron phosphate batteries that we've been working with here. Here's the brand name. Signature Solar is where you can get the equipment. All right, walk you through real fast. All right, so we have the main lugs coming up into the system, just like how we do with all the inverters through seal tight and stuff like that. Tighten that bad boy up. Not done yet, trying to make the video, you know how it is, impatient. All right, so the liquid seal tight is holding the negative positive, which is coming off the system here. It has a 125 amp breaker. It has the actual BMS battery management protection system coming off of this. We just deutsched everything, daisy chained everything together, Negative, negative, positive, positive is all the same platform. If you were to do this on a different platform, like let's say 24 volt batteries, you put a 24 volt here, 24 volt here, and a 48 here. And the reason why is this BMS cord needs to be able to communicate with the actual system itself. So what that means is it wants to know where the voltage is on the battery, standing to corresponding information, where the energy level is, 75%. We have a grand total of 9. Let's see, walk you through. No more beeps. All right. So we have 351 volts coming in as DC, 9.9 kW made into the system, 8.6 amps going in from the solar directly into the battery, roughly about 47.5 amps as of right now. Normally this would be going into AC invert, which is right here. Again, 0, 0. And then here we're carrying some of the load at 2.3% of the load. Even though there's not much on, construction workers went off to lunch. So what that means is that the battery's probably getting to a float charge. Now I got it programmed at 56.4 volts. So that means it's not going to be cramming the 3,000 watts that the system is designed for. It's actually starting to level off. Now, if we were to turn on something, compressors, let's see, too much noise pollution. Turn on, there we go. All right, for example, let's go ahead and walk you through here what this means. All right, so right here we have 13% of the total load, roughly about like 20 watts, 21 watts, not a whole lot. This one's pumping out 275 watts. Oh, I must be reading that one wrong. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we got 388 on him, 252 on him. Did I just pass that? No, there it is. Come on. About 230 on him, and about 100 on him. Now, the interesting thing about this is all 4 of these are balancing the load between the solar coming in independently. So each rack of 8 panels are designed to go onto one inverter, and that's independent. I got the grand total of 32 panels. Each one has 8 panels hooked up to it on its own independent charge circuit. Now, these batteries will be linked together so they can withdraw all 12, balanced all of them at the same time for the power output that it may need to run the air conditioners and dryers and anything else that this customer particularly might have for store. But just to let you know that this building has been built using this system. So it's already working off its carbon footprint. I am so happy, so impressed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Anyways, right here we have an independent system. Yes, if you're gonna balk and squawk about my electrical platform here, that's perfectly fine. This is just for the construction workers so they can do all the wiring. If they hire us out to do the plugs or whatever, we'll do that too. That doesn't matter, but the point is it gets them up and rolling, and it is Deutshed inside, okay? And then I have protectors with tape on top, so it is double wrapped, it is protected, has its own little 20 amp breaker with the 20 amp breakers that's sitting on here. This is the solar edge transformer. He's sitting on here for L1, L2, and then he splits up the neutral. So you get what I'm saying? This brings 230, 240 volts into a usable phase for L1, L2 independent. So we're running off its own thing. Right here is the 200 amp service. We will be taking this wiring coming from this complete system out, running that through the wall, and running that to that transfer switch that you can see back over there that we were talking about before. That will be sitting on the other side here. Okay, so pretty basic wall, nothing real too pretty self-explanatory. All right, anyways, get to the point. We'll be putting that Generac transfer switch and the actual Generac generator all right on the opposite side of where we're working. So this place is awesome. Anyways, if you have any questions on programming, things of that nature for the actual system, if you're having problems with charging or discharging your batteries or anything like that, just shoot me an email. It is Mark Millett at 0915 at Gmail. Other than that, folks, thank you for the support. This is just my passion. This is what I do. Thank you. God bless.